guys, this is Attorney Modi with the Modi Law Firm. Thanks for tuning in. We're super excited to show you this 90-day fiancé reaction video from the perspective of me, an immigration attorney for 10 years, former law professor at UH, and worked as an attorney advocate at Harvard. But forget the serious stuff, let's get goofy. Alright, so what is 90-Day Fiancé about? Well, you guys probably know, because under quarantine, we've all been watching ridiculous reality TV, alright? But what it's about is two couples, one's often a U.S. citizen that wants to petition somebody abroad for a fiancé visa, bring their significant other to live with them to the U.S. eventually. So that's what it's about, but it gets pretty ridiculous because a lot of these people don't know each other very well. They might go visit there, the different traditions involved. But what's really interesting is, from my take, how is it going to impact their immigration law? What do you guys think is going to happen by the time they get to that tell-all stage? So I'm going to give you a couple of sneak peeks in my own opinion.
I'm leaving in a few days to go to Ukraine to meet my girlfriend Lana for the first time. I've been chatting with Lana for 7 years. And even though I've never met Lana in person, we feel like an old married couple. Okay, I see she's online. Good. I'm inviting her to chat. Hi, honey. I think I talk to Lana probably 4 hours a day. Sometimes it feels great just to get out in the open air and have my chats outside.
All right, so let's talk about David and Lana. David is 60 years old or so. He's from Las Vegas, Nevada. But Lana, who's from Ukraine, is only 28. So there could be a little bit of age difference there that can be a red flag. But how did they meet? Well, they met online and hours of chatting over, 6, 7 years? That's a lot of years to never meet up, guys. Kind of interesting by itself. But as you guys know, David's really into Lana. He'll do anything, as many trips as it takes to meet her. And you gotta really appreciate his stubbornness on that, his love to try to meet her no matter what, right guys? So that's who David and Lana are. But what does David really want from this? Well, he wants a forever relationship, and that starts with an engagement. And so if she says yes, she wants to come and live with him and marry him in the U.S., what does that immigration process look like? Well, I'm here to talk about that.
So the K-1 visa process is for fiancés. We submit the photos with it. It takes between 9 and 12 months. And I know we talked before about officially getting engaged, but it must be before we go to U.S.
Alright guys, so this is exciting. A fiancé visa, think of it easily as a 3-step process. The first step is you've got to have the U.S. citizen petition or file for the applicant that's applying from abroad. So what is the government, the immigration called USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Service, really looking at under that first step? Well, one of the most important things is it a real relationship or not? And that's where we're really going to talk about David and Lana right now. We'll save the next 2 steps for later on. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about why it's so important to prove the relationship. Well, it's important because if immigration thinks it's a fraudulent case, or more specifically, the inadmissibility ground of misrepresentation for an immigration benefit, then they can deny the case. And Lana could even get a 10-year bar from re-entering the U.S. again. So it's super important that we not fall under that fraudulent case or misrepresentation under USCIS criteria. And some red flags that exist, USCIS may think, is this a real relationship because the age difference is so large between 60 and 28. But that's just one factor they look at. They can look at several factors. How long have they known each other? How long have they spent time together? Why do they love each other? So to avoid these pitfalls, you really have to demonstrate the truth of your relationship through many different ways.
We're going to get some photos for visa.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Expert.
All right, really interesting what's going on here. I mean, basically they're walking all around doing these selfie sticks together. And photographs is great. Don't get me wrong, as part of the first step to that petition to the fiancé visa, again, immigration really wants to know if it's a legitimate relationship. And photographs are one type of proof of that. But honestly, they should do a lot more. I mean, if they want to, if they really think it's a real relationship. Because there's several red flags, right, guys? I mean, one is the age difference. Two is a little bit about how they met, but that's okay. A lot of online dating happens. But three is a little weird, and again, they're filming all of this. It's a little weird that Lana didn't really hang out with them more, even though he's been there in Ukraine so long. And when they did hang out, it seemed like a photo shot, right? A photo shoot. So, what do we got here? If we only got a few photographs on a few dates, despite being there for a long time, I think it's going to be really important for David to be pretty creative with other documents. For example, he could include a lot of those chat records. He's got 6-7 years of chat records, right, with Lana. So you can include that. He can include flight itineraries, especially if he goes back in the future to visit her again and again. We could include even phone records. So you remember, guys, he just gave her a cell phone. So you can include phone records in addition to the actual chat text messages. So these are just some things we can do, but a big misconception is like, let me just include a few photographs and say it's a real relationship. No, I think you really want to prove the relationship, whether that's flight itineraries, text messages, phone records, on top of photographs, statements from friends and family, whatever it is that you honestly have for the truth. Okay, guys, so clearly from David's point of view, he really, really likes Lana. I mean, a lot. To the point where there's a lot of awkward hugs going on.
Yes.
Okay, so on the other side of the equation, there was a private investigator that was hired. And how is that going to impact, if at all, this entire process to show it's a real relationship? Well, let's take a look at the clip.
Ну, та информация, что по Светлане, мы вам предоставили. Она зарегистрирована на 7 или 8 сайтах знакомств. Таких, как Давид, у нее минимум 8 человек.
So all information they already gave you. She is on several dating websites, and she has like 8 men, maybe.
То девушка, по всей видимости, что это мошеннические действия.
Oh my gosh! Alright, did y'all see what happened here? The private investigator said she's had talks on several different chats and many different people. And if that's true, that could be another huge red flag. Why? Because it may show that they weren't in a relationship during this whole time if she's talking to other people. Second, there's a big issue here, which is who is she talking to? Hopefully it's not just only other Americans or an American-only based site, because if it is, maybe she's just trying to come in the United States on a green card, and I hope that's not true, and it should be that she wants to come in the U.S. for David, not just for a green card to the U.S. So that's another major issue, guys. So let's see what happens. Let's see how this unfolds with a private investigator, but something to really, really keep our eyes on. But that'll do it for this clip. What I will say is I'm super, super thankful that you guys have tuned in. I know we're all under some version of a quarantine, so this is really fun to do. And I want everybody to just at least still have a good time at home. If you really like this analysis from an immigration attorney's perspective from the 98 Fiancé video, this is our first one. So if you love it, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, because then we know for sure we'll keep doing some more, alright? Really love you guys. Take care and have a blessed day.